Friends, we all often think by looking at others that they are happier than us. They have a home, a family, and how happy they are, while we feel that there are only sorrows in our life. But in fact, who are true happiness? Let's understand it through a small story. Hello friends, welcome to Buddha's Beacon YouTube channel heartily. It is a long time ago, once a beggar goes to ask for alms in a village. That beggar reaches the door of a farmer and knocks the door to ask for alms. But there is no sound from inside. The beggar peeps in as the door is opened to see if someone is at home or not. He sees that the farmer and his entire family are sitting together and talking. The children are wrapped and playing with the farmer. Seeing this scene, the beggar feels that perhaps no one noticed his point. So, he sounds again. When he sounded the second time, the farmer's wife heard the beggar's voice and came out with some grains. He begged the beggar, after which the beggar left there. On the way, he began to think, what a happy family. The farmer has 2 children who are playing with the father. All look so happy. I wish I had a family too. How happy is the farmer's family, and one I am, who has to beg all day long, then go home and have to cook by yourself. How many difficulties do I have to face? The beggar moved on thinking this. On the other hand, the farmer's family sat down to eat. After eating the food, the farmer spoke to his wife. There is no money left for the expenses of the house. We are having a lot of trouble. Maybe the moneylender will have to borrow 1,000 rupees, but do not know whether he will give or not. The farmer's wife explained to him, be patient, you will get money from the moneylender, you go and talk to them. The farmer took courage and went to a Seth in the village who ran a cloth shop and gave money to the people on interest. The farmer gave 1,000 rupees to the farmer by Seth. When Seth was giving money, the farmer saw that he had an account of many money going on. When the farmer came out of there, he began to think, how happy is the moneylender? I'm getting upset for 500 or 1,000 rupees here, and this Seth has a 2 to 3 lakh account going on. Thinking all these, the farmer went towards his house. Actually, that Seth of the village had a small shop of clothes. He had to go to the city to bring clothes, and he brought goods from big traders. The next day, Seth reached the city and went to meet a big Seth, buying the cloth. In the same time, Elder Seth had one of his staff constantly giving news. 1 lakh profits occurred, 2 lakh gained. Goods reached Kolkata. All went well in Mumbai too. Seth of the village was surprised to hear these news. When Seth came out of there, he began to think, I think of myself as the largest Seth in the village, playing for 5,000 to 10,000 rupees and millions of businesses going on here. Thinking all this, he returned to the village with Seth clothes. On the other hand, the elder Seth suddenly came to his servant and said, the owner, 7 lakh, has been damaged. Hearing this, the elder Seth's mind was shaken. Just then, the other servant also came running and said, today you have to go to the feast. The opinions you have, brave sir, have a feast here. Lord Sir is going to come, so you get ready, we've put the motor on. Seth Ji got ready with a sad heart and sat in the cart. After some time they reached Rai Bahadur's house. There the feast had been decorated and the big Seth had come there. There was no place for Seth Ji till sitting, as he got the chair. Seth Ji saw that the commissioner, collector, and other big officers are coming. Seeing all this, he took care in his mind. Where am I sitting as my own Seth, and how happy these people are? They have big officials come, drink tea, join hands. Jalwa is these. After this, Seth Ji met Rai Bahadur and gave him a gift. Eating food, they left for their home. After the feast was over, Seth Ji's head began to ache. He was worried all day long about how the feast would be. So they went and lay down in the room. The servant came to serve them, but when the headache increased, decided to call the doctor. The doctor called when Rai reached Bahadur Sahib. Only then he received a message that there has been a loss in his trade. This further increased their headache. Rai Bahadur said to his servants, what is life? Big officials have to drink tea, keep the party. This is what everyone does, so we also have to keep a feast, or else who will take so much headache? Just then, his eyes went out of the window, where a beggar was singing a rod in his hand. Rai Bahadur said to the servants, look, happy in life, so it is. Happy is it. It has no worries, no losses, no benefits. It was the same beggar who considered the farmer happy. Friends, every human being is happy, but he becomes sad to see a wealthy person from him. He feels that only a wealthy person is happy and happy. But that's not true. Being wealthy doesn't mean that the person is happy too. If you want to be happy and happy in life, do not look at the wealthier from yourself, because maybe some people are longing to get the life you are living. Friends, this story gives us second learning that we should be satisfied with ourselves. It makes us sad to consider ourselves inferior than others, while true happiness is within ourselves. Let's get to know and show our reality that we are as good as we are. There lived a man in a small village who used to break stones from the mountain. He had no complaint with his life. He would work hard and diligently throughout the day and would go to his house with whatever money he got after the work was over in the evening and spend some time with his family. Then he would sleep peacefully. He passed many years while doing so. Like every day, he was going back home by finishing his work. On the way, he had a care in his mind. It is also a life. I break the stones from morning to evening, and in the evening I get a little money, which hardly allows me and my family to live. Maybe today I was nowhere to eat attention, but just one thought was going on in his mind, that I wish I could find some supernatural power that I could achieve whatever I want. He fell asleep thinking this. When she felt sleepy, she had a dream. In the dream, he saw that he was returning home by finishing his work like every day. Just then, on the way, showed him a very big house. The thought came to his mind, I wish this house was mine, and I would own it. Just thinking so much, he became the owner of that house. He was not sure what he thought came true, but his happiness could not last longer. Suddenly, a noise was heard. She saw a rally coming out outside her house with a big politician. People were shouting slogans of his name, and all were yearning to see him. Then he realized how small he was. He has no existence in front of that politician. I wish I was a politician and I had so much potential. Thinking so much, he became a politician. His happiness has no whereabouts but must do. So know that true friends are the ones who appreciate your progress and inspire you to move forward. The story of that person teaches us that we recognize the power within us and adopt our characteristics. It is important that we stop comparing to others and focus on our own journey. Only when we recognize our potential and strive to develop it, we can find our true identity. Everyone has a specialty that makes her unique. We just need to find and understand him. The story of the king's son teaches us that real strength and respect are found only when we make ourselves strong and remain kind to others. Begging respect is a sign of weakness. Instead, we should enhance them by recognizing our abilities. So, if you want to be something in your life, identify yourself, know your abilities, and be the best version of yourself. This is true progress, and that will give you respect. In this story, we have been taught that for happiness and prosperity, we should recognize the abilities inside us and refrain from comparing someone else's life. Through the stories of Beggar, Farmer, and Seth, it has been explained that every person has his own characteristics in his life, and we must adopt them. The farmer's family, the beggar's aspirations, and the king's son teach us that real happiness is in itself, not in the property or position of others. The king told his son that real respect and strength meet his values and commitment to goals. We need to understand our identity and build strong habits. So, we should keep moving towards our goals and be with positive people who are helpful in our progress. It is most important to evaluate our abilities and understand yourself. When we understand our identity, the desire to be like someone else will end, and we will be able to live our life to the fullest.